Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I have got a request from Andrea, who is from Switzerland, to do an update on my Osias because she got her first one and she's currently waiting for her second. So I wanted to jump on here straight away and do the update. So for me, I am 14 weeks post-op, so 14 weeks since I got the internal implant into my head, and I am 11 weeks post-activation, so it's been 11 weeks since I received both, or since my Osias have been switched on. So an update. So the first thing she wanted me to answer is about pain quality. I haven't really been having any pain at all. The only bits of pain I've been getting is sometimes sleeping or headaches. But that's more so because of the magnet to magnet connection. But also because obviously our bodies aren't used to having a foreign object inside of them. But if we're looking in terms of surgery, I wasn't in too much pain after that. It was more so much like trying to lie on my implants, which was incredibly sore. But other than that, it does take a while to wear off. It does, sorry, I'm just so sleepy today. I haven't long woke up, so I'm very tired. But yeah, it doesn't take too long to wear off to the point where you are able to lie on them. It's just the fact that you just have to gradually ease yourself into lying on those sides. The next question was quality of hearing. I would say that the quality for me is a lot clearer than where I started. It's definitely much clearer. As the weeks go on, it gets clearer and clearer. There is a few muffles here and there, so like when we're in the car and people are talking, I find that quite disorienting because I can't understand that conversation. And sometimes when I'm like on the phone, it does get a bit muffled, but it's not like everything. It's not like how muffled it would be if I didn't have my implants at all, because I had the soft band, so I had the Baha 5s on both of my ears, and as the weeks went on, the sound quality started getting worse for me, but that's because I had it for a long period of time. But yeah, the quality of hearing is definitely better. My voice is a lot clearer. It was the first thing I noticed once they activated me, is that everything got louder and I understood speech better, because the speech quality is so much clearer than what I even anticipated. So like the silent letters like S's, T's, TH's, the sh and the ch, those sort of noises, so higher pitched noises, they definitely stood out to me better. I still do struggle at times of understanding people, but that will just get over time. Again, I'm only 11 weeks post activation, so it's been still quite a while. But as the weeks go on, my brain will start to learn, and it will be like your brain too, Andrea, is that your brain will start to pick up noises. It will start to pick up localizing, so where sounds are coming from. That's the only thing I've been having issues with, but other than that, it's great having two. My brain isn't used to localizing sounds, so when I have both of them on, it feels much fuller, it feels connected. But when there's a sound coming from this direction, for example, this ear does not pick it up. But even when I have my right implant on and there is a sound from this direction, it still takes ages for it to actually identify what that sound is, how far it is, and how loud it is. But that will just gather as my brain relearns things. Obviously, I am not completely deaf at all. I can still hear without my implants, but it's not perfect hearing. It's not perfectly quality. It's not super clear, which is why some people in the deaf community will go with some sort of aid to help boost that hearing and to help with sound quality, because if we didn't have that help and that device, we will struggle with accessibility. So I think there's a divide between the hearing world and the deaf world, and I think some people in the deaf community doesn't appreciate the fact or doesn't accept the fact that they need help. The help they are given, the devices they are given, does not take away from the deaf community. Some people feel that. However, it just aids them, and if we didn't have the help from our implants or cochlears or hearing aids or whatever it is, we will not get the same accessibility and the same equality as the hearing people would give us. The other question I have is feedback noise. So the feedback noise isn't huge. I don't get it a lot. It only happens when, for example, I have my hair rustling. It's like, I don't really hear that much often. But if we're talking about like the high-pitched squealy noise, which if you wear hearing aids or implants or whatever, you will definitely understand this. But when we have an object or something really close to our implants, it will make a really loud, high-pitched squeal. However, I could rest my hand right here and there's no squeals at all, which I think is really, really good. And this is just because the vibration is happening internally. But when I had my Osias, I would literally just rest it on top and it would just squeal non-stop. Even when I took the implants off, there would be a squeal non-stop. So I will demonstrate. If I just whip this off, there is no squeal, and that's because all of the sound is happening inside of my head. This just picks up the sound. So all this does is that it picks it up through these little tiny microphones, then it will attract, then the magnet inside of here will attract to the one inside my head, and my head is the one which makes my brain receive the sound. Which means that there isn't much feedback noise, because it would have to have the box on the outside in order for our brain, in order to attract that squeal. So with the, I'm going to put this on because I don't like it though, but with the Baja, for example, it had the hang on, my brain's going blank. But it had the vibrator inside the processor itself, which means that the implant is likely to squeal more. But with the Osia, the vibrator is on the inside of our heads, which means that it doesn't vibrate, because it does vibrate, but it doesn't cause the squeal, because the squeal will have to have something on the outside in order for it to happen. It has to have close contact with the implant and the vibrator stuff in order to create the squeal. But yeah, there isn't much feedback noise. I would say there's only tiny bits which happen. For example, hair rustling over the implant, but that's not really a feedback. Sometimes if my implant does have close contact with something, for example like my coat hood or this hood, it will create a little whistle, but that's because it's enclosed in an area and our implants need air in order for it to work. But yeah, update, it's not going too bad at all. Having both for me was definitely the option I wanted to go with. I could have had one implant then the other, but I wanted to get them both at the same time because I wanted to hear the same way. And it was getting to the point for me that further down the line, say that I didn't want to go for Osias for whatever reason, I would have no other way of guarantee hearing. So yeah, I am so happy that I went with the Osia. It's definitely the best option, especially if you can't use the traditional hearing aids and you're done with the Baha, for example. So yeah, Osia is 100% the best option. I'm very happy that I've gone with it. If you watched my other video, I think I had the grey colour on and I've now changed it to the white because the white is like my favourite colour. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions, I'd be more than happy to do like a Q&A video. And obviously follow me on my socials. I will answer your questions on there if you would like to. And feel free to just message me. I'll be more than happy to answer your question. The one thing is that I was really like, as a job, to be an advocate or a spokesperson about the deaf and hard of hearing, but also about mental health, because for me they have such a big impact on my life, and I would love for everyone to understand the world and to hopefully have some accessibility and more equality in the world. So I'm going to go. Goodbye everybody, and I will see you all soon.